Native Americans were the first group of men and women to approach the land and soil that we call the United States of America. The white man joined after the Native Americans made the land their home. In exchange, the Americans brought diseases and robbed them of their freedom. Although the Indians fought for their land and rights back, they were dominated and defeated by the white man. From there on, Native Americans faced hardship and unfair treatment in the U.S. Assimilation began to play its role in the process of destroying Native American culture and tradition after the white man took over. Native Americans were discriminated against and forced out of their land due to the lack of compassion and respect from the U.S. government. The question is, who took a stand against the U.S. government for their corruption and hatred towards the Native Americans? Who was brave enough to stand by the Native American population and exploit the United States for their selfishness and greed? Her name was Helen Hunt Jackson, who was a muckraker. Her books exposed the mistreatment and injustice the Native Americans faced from the U.S. government. She was an advocate for Native American rights. Her publications, such as A Century of Dishonor and Romana, criticized the white Americans who were involved in the mistreatment towards the Native Americans. These books were written to expose the U.S. government. Eventually, her publications led to the founding of the Indian Rights Association. In addition, she wrote poems and articles in order to continue to expose the government. Whenever Jackson was challenged by those who opposed her views, she responded with intense evidence to prove that the white man was mistreating the Native American and violating their God-given rights. She participated in social reforms. By doing so, she investigated the U.S. government's mistreatment and publicized the corruption in the government. She exposed them for their injustice and hatred towards the Native Americans. Helen Hunt Jackson's political views won support and criticism from both sides. Her dedication for Native American reform in the United States demonstrated her support for freedom and the rights for all human beings. In the process, she protested against the Dawes Act and General Atonement Act. The Dawes Act was passed by the Congress in 1887. This reduced the amount of land that was for the Native Americans, leaving them with little control over their own property. In addition, boarding schools were designed for Native American children, which were funded by the U.S. government. The purpose was to assimilate Native American children into the American tradition. With that being said, cultural and traditional ties were dominated by the white supremacy ideology. The acts passed by the U.S. government dissolved tribal affiliation and support Helen Hunt Jackson and her movement to end the injustice. Stand with the Native American community and end the hatred. Vote for Jackson and her dedication towards equality in this country.